Okay, so let me share my screen. Let me go to MS Paint. So we are going to start with uh, the very important one. This is nothing but ED exploratory data analysis. Okay, because right after getting your data, right after understanding your business problem, and right after coming through your data understanding part, you should be jumping for exploratory data analysis. Okay, you should be analyzing your data using some of the libraries which are very much important to be known, and you should also be going to know some of the statistical parameters. Okay, those statistical things would be helping you to get through some business understanding. Fine. Okay, and before that, let me ask, uh, mm, tell me, what are the four V's of big data? Last class we had seen.
Volume, velocity, variety, veracity.
Okay, fine. Okay, what is veracity?
Uncertainty of data.
Uncertainty.
Any
Okay, any kind of errors, any kind of mistakes, okay, irrelevant things would be coming up because of the production of big data. So you should also be aware of this one. And okay, fine. Now, um, okay, now tell me, what is the difference between mm this one, continuous and discrete data? Easy one.
continuous decimal value makes sense, but in discrete decimal value doesn't make sense. In continuous ratio and interval, two types of data type in continuous, and in discrete nominal and ordinal data.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
not data. Okay, fine. Okay, out of this continuous and discrete, which one is countable? That means you can easily count.
Discrete.
Discrete.
Discrete data is countable. Okay, fine. Okay. So see, whenever someone is asking you, you should be, answering in such a way that your interviewer shouldn't be feeling that, okay, this person is nervous enough. Okay, so nervousness should not be there. Whatever you know, you should keep on telling those things. Okay. Ultimately, these people, whoever is going to take your interview, the person is just sitting there to check your knowledge. Okay, and if you know such things, then that person would be getting happy. Okay, this person is knowing everything, and he should be working with us in a perfect way. But if you fumble, okay, if you show that nervousness to that person, then what will that person think? Person will think that, "Oh, this person is still nervous to answer." Okay, so he may be thinking something else. We want a person who is smart enough, so he maybe, despite of your correct answer, the person would be changing his mind. So this is the generation, people are looking for such confidence level answers. Okay, so have it. And why this is not opening? Okay, let it open. And meanwhile, let me go for this epic pack. Okay, how many stages of data analytics are there? Stages of data analytics. There are four stages of data analytics. Okay. The first one is descriptive,
Four stages:
diagnostic, then
diagnostic,
predictive, then prescriptive.
predictive, and prescriptive.
Prescriptive. So prescription, suggestion, this is coming at the last step, and those who are at the senior level, it is their responsibility to go for the suggestions. Fine. Now, before coming to that EDA part, let me tell you what EDA is. EDA is all about exploratory data analysis. You are exploring the data, analyzing it. Exploratory. If I ask, people, what is exploratory, what is exploratory data analysis, they would be saying, sir, it is all about exploring new places. Exploring, some people likes to travel. Okay, for them, moving and seeking for new places is kind of a fun loving things. Okay, in the same way, Coming to data point of view, you should be exploring your data. Go and look for different data types. Okay, go and look for the different nature, different types of data. Okay, and you keep on analyzing those things. So this is what we are going to do here: explorating data analysis. Go and explore different types of data and completely analyze it. Okay, and to analyze those things, some graphical representations are required. Along with that, you should be knowing some statistical things. Fine. Mean, median, mode, those things are quite simple to be known. Okay, so EDA itself would be taking 30 to 40% of your time. Seriously, it is going to take 30 to 40% of your time. And the brother of EDA is nothing but pre-processing. Pre-processing means cleaning, organizing, transforming. This step would be coming up later after completing EDA. It will again take 30 to 40% of your time. Okay, so sum total you would be having 60 to 80% of your time. Literally 60 to 80% of your time would be going for ED and pre-processing, which is the major part. Okay, which is the stepping stone for your data science project. Why? Because if you are bringing here in these two steps, you are going to learn a lot of things. So many interview level questions are going to be asked from these steps. Okay, and people are simply seeking for what insights, business insights. Most of the industry people, they are giving you data so as to give them some information from out of those data. And if you are able to bring out the insights, information using some of the EDA techniques, then that person would be getting happy. That person's half of the business problem would be getting solved. But the disadvantage, no, not disadvantage, but the bad news is that we are coming up with several auto EDA libraries. Instead of manually going and typing out the things, if you simply run 2 to 3 lines of code, automatically EDA would be getting shown to you. Fine. But what happens is sometimes you would be getting some irrelevant things. Sometimes you would be getting some mistakes over those auto EDA part, which may hamper you in giving out the best insights. So for now, till the world is going to accept this particular auto EDA part, okay, by all the companies, if they are preferring, then only you should be going for auto EDA, or else simply go with manually writing the code and doing the EDA. Okay, but the days are not far. After 2 years, after 3 years, everything would be getting automized. Okay, even this EDA part, even this ML, coming to ML, machine learning, there are some auto ML libraries that are coming into picture. But still they are under construction. Under construction in the sense, people are researching and people are putting some of the good things inside it. But auto ML, we have something called auto clean libraries, which are going to automatically clean up the stuffs. Fine. So days are going to come where all such things are going to be automatic. Okay, but it is not going to be implemented too soon. Why? Because people want insights. Okay, certain values of information would be coming up if you go and do the manual EDA. If you go for manual EDA, then everything would be getting displayed to you. Okay, something is coming to your mind, go and do that. You would be getting some information. But coming to auto EDA, there are some fixed things which you can only see. Fine. And even for me, from my side, I shouldn't be recommending you to go for auto EDA. You can have auto EDA if your client is saying to give you the analysis within 2 hours or within 1 day. And this to happen, we were doing one project, and the CEO of the company asked us to go for auto EDA. We asked why, then he told that we don't have time. Client want the insights, information tomorrow only. So if the person is saying that tomorrow you want insight, we cannot do so many things coming to EDA, which would be ultimately taking 30 to 40% of my time. I don't have much time, is not it? So at that time we should be going for auto EDA just for temporary purpose, just to showcase for the client. But again, the CEO told us that once you are done with auto EDA, if after this client meeting, you still have to go with manual EDA. Fine. So ultimately, you have to do manual EDA. This is very much important. Fine. And see, EDA.
One thing.
Hmm.
Last class you told that we'll give the priority to the ratio data, then interval, then ordinal, then
Hmm.
nominal
Hmm.
accordingly.
Hmm.
And also you told that you drop after EDA
Hmm.
those nominal data also
Hmm.
drop when required, the ordinal data also.
Hmm. Hmm.
So why I will drop after EDA? Why not during when I
देखो,
mention which data type is it, at that time why I won't consider these columns
okay, see
and
here,
during
see here. Coming to EDA, you are simply analyzing your data. You are not doing any kind of predictive task. Predictive in the sense you are not forming any kind of equation. You are not going to have mathematical relation. Okay, are you having mathematical relation right now? No. You are simply analyzing. You are simply analyzing over your data. Okay, be it your nominal, be it your ordinal, you should be knowing all such things. So that is the reason why you are doing analysis. Okay, the main uses of this step is to analyze whatever you have. Okay, even though you have irrelevant things, simply make a note of it and mention that I have a column which contains irrelevant things. Okay, if you mention like this, then what will happen? Once you have the client meeting, you can tell, sir, from your data, this column is there which is of no use at all. Okay, and if that person is saying, okay, so no, so you can do one thing, you can drop it, or else it is completely up to you. Then, as per your knowledge, you should be taking it or you shouldn't be taking it. That is completely up to you. So EDA is all about analyzing your data. Whatever you have, let it be, let it be there. Don't do any kind of thing. Simply go and work on it. For example, I have names of people. Okay, names of people, different names, a person, b person, c person, d, something like this. And you are having age group, something. So names, we know it is coming under what, which data? Discrete data. And under discrete, what we have? Nominal name regarding things, na regarding ଜିନିଷ ଯଦି ଥିବ ସେଟା ହେଇଯିବ ଆମର nominal data. Okay, just for labeling purposes we have it. ଆଉ ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛୁ ଆର କିଛି ଖାସ ୟୁଜ୍ ବି ନାହିଁ, ପ୍ରେଡିକ୍ଟିଭ ଟାସ୍କରେ କିଛି ୟୁଜ୍ ନାହିଁ। ତ ଏବେ ଆମେ ଇଡିଏ ଷ୍ଟେପ୍ରେ ଅଛୁ। ତ ଇଡିଏ ଷ୍ଟେପ୍ରେ ଆ ଉପରେ ବି ଆମେ ବହୁତ କିଛି କରିପାରିବା। କ'ଣ କରିପାରିବା? We can able to know which particular person, the name of the person is having maximum age, the name of the person is having minimum age. Okay, how many people, how many names are present here? Okay, which are having those people who are having the age greater than 50। तो एसबू गोटे प्रेजेंटेशन रे एटलिस्ट बनै परिबा, नहले हमर पावर भी को हेल्प नहीं करी किछ ना किछ गोटे एनालाइज तो कर परिबा। सो डोंट ड्रॉप एनीथिंग। Okay, because you are going to get some information at least from those columns which are even not necessary for us in future. Once EDA is done, go for which one? Pre-processing. Pre-processing is all about cleaning, organizing, transforming your data. Okay, suppose this column is of no requirement, you can drop it. Or else, best thing is that without even dropping, do one thing: copy the data frame. You have a data set D, simply make d dot copy and put it under something called d1। तो d1 रे ए d ର କପିଟା କୁ ରଖିଥାଅ। ଆଉ ଏଇଟା ହିଁ ତମକୁ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ, ବିକଜ ସପୋଜ ଇନ କେସ୍ ୟୁ ଡିଲିଟେଡ୍ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ, ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନଟ୍ undo it, is not it? You have to go and again run that code pd.read_csv। ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆଗେ କପି କରିକି ରଖିଦେଇଥାଅ ଗୋଟେ ସାମ୍ପଲ। ତାପରେ ଡି ଉପରେ କାମ କର। ଡି ଇଜ ନଥିଙ୍ଗ ବଟ୍ ଅରିଜିନାଲ ଡେଟା। ସେଥିରେ ନେମ୍ସ କଲମ୍ ଇଜ ନଟ୍ ରିକ୍ୱାयର୍ଡ ଫର୍ ୟୁ। You are thinking that it is not at all required for us coming to machine learning point of view, prediction point of view. Fine. So you can take that step, you can take that decision, okay, let me drop it। Or else, even though you don't want to drop it, ଯେମିତି ଅଛି ସେମିତି ଥାଉ। Okay, କାହିଁକି ନା ଆଉ ଉପରେ ଆଉ କିଛି ତ କାମ କରିବନି। Okay, do you want to convert a to a number, this text data or this string data to a number? If it is not necessary, ତାହେଲେ ତ କିଛି ଏଥିରେ କରିବାର ନାହିଁ। ଯଦି କିଛି କରିବାର ନାହିଁ, ସେମିତି ଥାଉ, leave it। Age column is important for me. Age column is important for me. Why? Because age is coming under ratio data. Ratio data. Age of a person is 0, 0 years, 0 months, 0 days. That means the person is not at all born, is not it? So ଏଇଟାରେ ବହୁତ କିଛି statistical ଜିନିଷ କରିହବ। ହଁ, ତ keep this one। Why? Because this may be going with some of the relationship with your output column। ତ output column ଉପରେ ବି depend କରେ କ'ଣ output column ଅଛି। Fine। ତ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ତମ ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ, ସେଥିରେ କିଛି କରିବାର ଧର ନାହିଁ କି ଆଗକୁ ତାର କିଛି କାମ ନାହିଁ, ସିମ୍ପଲି ଆନାଲାଇଜ କରିକି ତାକୁ ଛାଡ଼ିବ। ଓକେ, ମାନେ ନାହିଁ କି ୟୁ ହ୍ୟାଭ୍ ଟୁ ଡ୍ରପ୍ ମିନ୍ସ ଲେଟ୍ ମି ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଡ୍ରପ୍ ଇଟ୍। नो, इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी। यू वर्क ऑन एज, यू वर्क ऑन सैलरी, यू वर्क ऑन अदर थिंग्स, कंप्लीट द स्टेप्स फ्रॉम दोज पार्ट। फाइन। ଆଉ ଏଟା ତ ସେମିତିରେ ଅଛି, ଏମିତି ରଖିଥାଉ, ପଢିଥାଉ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ପ୍ରେଡିକ୍ସନକୁ ଯିବା, ମଡେଲ ବିଲ୍ଡିଂକୁ ଯିବା, ଖାଲି ଆମକୁ ଏତିକି ନବାର ଅଛି। ଆଇ ଶୁଡଣ୍ଟ ବି ଫୋକସିଂ ଅନ୍ ଦିସ୍ वन, ଲିଭ୍ ଇଟ୍, ଇଗ୍ନୋର ଦିସ୍। ଫାଇନ୍। ସୋ ଏମିତି କରି ଚାଲିବ। तो ईडीए बेले किसी ड्रॉप करा दरकार नहीं व्हाई बिकॉज ईडीए तुम खाली एनालाइज दोची इन्फॉर्मेशन दोची अब पीपीटी हिसाब रे बने कि तुम शोकेस करियर था okay. Now see here it is something written torture the data until it reveals everything. Okay, you have to keep on torturing your data, torture your data unless and until it is revealing everything. Okay, तो ତମେ ତା ସହିତ ଲାଗିଥାଅ ଆଉ ସେ ତମକୁ ଦୁନିଆ ଜିନିଷ କହୁଥାଉ ଓକେ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରୁଥାଅ ଆଉ ତା ବିଷୟରେ ଜାଣୁଥାଅ ହେଲା କି let me show you just a sample thing where it is present. I don't know, recently I did that project, and even it is still going on. I need to go on and complete that project in a perfect way. See, I was doing exploratory data analysis on this protein regarding things, bioinformatics project, but still, see, the business problem was given and these things are given. Fine. Data description, this is all about data description. And see here. Hmm. So many things, I came through that particular EDA part. Okay. I was writing it down in the spider. See, Python code सहित commentary भी लिखुଥିଲି ଆଉ साथिरे ଏପଟେ ବି ସବୁ ଲେଖି ଚାଲିଥିଲି जोटा कि ମୋ ପାଇଁ important ଅଛି ଜାଣିବା even client ପାଇଁ ବି important ଅଛି ତ ଆହୁରି କେତେ ଜିନିଷ ବାହାରିବାର ଅଛି ଦେଖ ବହୁତ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି ଆଉ ତାକୁ ଟିକେ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ୱାଇଜ ଜିନିଷରେ ଲେଖିବାର ଅଛି ଇଭେନ୍ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ଗୋ ଆଣ୍ଡ ସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଇଟ୍ ଅନ୍ ଗୁଗଲ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଅଲ୍ ଇଫ୍ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଗେଟିଂ ସମ୍ କାଇଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ୍ ଇନଫର୍ମେସନ୍ ରିଗାର୍ଡିଂ ଦୋଜ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍ you should be putting it okay so like this thing. Oh, just wait, let me, people are connecting. Yeah, fine. Okay, so torture your data unless and until your data reveals everything. Okay, keep on working with your data. So these are some of the things that we should be discussing. Okay, and we have something called, before starting this ED and all, anyone aware of probability? What is probability? If someone is asking what is probability, how can you answer?
So the percentage of what will happen or not.
Okay. Hmm. So probability is nothing but number of interested event divided by total number of events. Number of interested event divided by total number of events. For example, if I'm throwing a die, fine. What is the probability of getting single throw? Okay, this is single throw only. What is the probability of getting two? Tell me. If I'm throwing a die single time, only one time, what is the probability of getting two?
1 by
It
6.
is 1 by 6. Okay. Coming to your sample size, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fine, 5, 6. And my interested event is getting two. So 2 is going to come, out of all the 6 samples, 2 is present one time only. So number of interested event is 1 and divided by the total number of events. If you count, you would be getting 6. Fine. In the same way, if I ask you this question, can anyone answer? Okay, it is something like you are tossing a coin, and the first time you tossed, you got head. The second time you tossed, you got tail. The third time you got tossed, you got tail. Like this, you keep on tossing. On the 10th time, you toss that coin and you got head. Now, what is the probability of getting? What is the probability of getting p x equals to tail in the 11th attempt? 11th attempt. Okay, these kind of questions commonly asked in competitive exams. Okay, easy questions just to check your fundamentals. So first time you tossed, you got head. Then second time you tossed, you got tail. Third time you got tail. 10th time you got head. And what would be the probability of getting tail 11th time you toss the coin? Okay, what is the probability of getting tail if you toss the coin one time?
1 by 2.
1 by 2.
50.
So the
Yeah,
outcome
1 by
would be still 1 by 2. Okay. So your outcome is not depending on the previous tosses. Is it depending? No. Because here whoever is tossing the coin, the person is unbiased. The person is unbiased. Even the coin is also unbiased. Fine. The coin is not depending on the previous items. Even the person who is throwing, the person is not having the magical power. Okay. Normal person is tossing a coin. Fine. So the probability of tossing the coin is still 1 by 2. That is independent of rest of the events or the events that have already occurred. So such kind of simple questions are getting asked. Fine. So coming to probability, yes, you should be knowing some basic probability. Why? Because probability and statistics plays a major role coming to this data science point of view. Okay, and even your 10th class probability, 12th class probability, those basic probabilities are enough. Okay, here you are not going to solve simple only probability based questions. Probability is going to be a base line for your machine learning algorithms. Okay, so you should be knowing some basic things. And then we are going to discuss something called inferential statistics when then we are going to cover up these things. Okay, so let me go for this random variables. Okay, random variables. What is random variable? Random variables are fundamental concept in probability and statistics. Random variable is a variable whose values depend on the outcomes of a random phenomena. Fine. Tossing uh, a coin, tossing a coin, either you would be getting head or you would be getting tail. So these are nothing but your random variables. Fine. Tossing die, you would be getting one, you may get one, you may get two, you may get three. No one knows what you are going to get. So these are nothing but random variables. Those would be coming up. It clearly depends on the outcomes. Random phenomena is not it. Randomly the things are going to be generated. That is the reason why these values are known as random variables. Fine. And those card problems. Okay. You would be getting jack, you would be getting queen, okay, king, whatever. Those are randomly getting occurred. You never knew that it would be coming up. You never knew. For example, a box is there and the box contains some of the balls, some white balls, some white blue balls. You would be picking one ball. Randomly, you are going to pick up one ball. No one told that you whatever you are going to pick that will be white. Randomly, you are going to picking up that ball. Okay. So those are nothing but random variables coming to age of a column. The age column you are having from data science point of view, I'm saying. Different ages should be there. Someone's 20, someone's 30, someone 40, 35. So these are nothing but random values. The random values are getting generated. Okay. Coming to the hospital, many people are coming and going for the measurements and all. Fine. Is it restricted that the hospital is only for 40 years, guys? No. Is it restricted for only 20 years people? No. Different people are coming and randomly they are having their measurements. So their ages are getting measured randomly. So this is what random variables means. Okay. You can have this picture. This picture tells about the random mood of your teachers from your college days. Fine. Someone is unhappy right now, your HOD, head of the department. Okay. And after a few minutes you came to know that the person is getting disappointed with something. Okay. Next time you are seeking that, okay, the person is angry on you, here more angry, here he is happy, he is laughing, and here he is tired. So the mood of your teacher is changing randomly. In the same way, coming to your data are going to be randomly generated, randomly formed. Fine. So from now onwards, remember, coming to your data set, whatever columns you have, those columns should be containing random variables or random values. Okay. We have something called histogram. People ask this question from histogram. Tell me what you have on the x-axis. ये x-axis होता है, x-axis में क्या होता है? You should be saying sir random values are present. और यहाँ पे क्या होता है सर, काउंट इज प्रेजेंट. यू शुडंट बी मेंशनिंग दैट कॉलम. एक कॉलम तो पर्टिकुलर आप मेंशन नहीं कर सकते हो क्योंकि डेटा सेट कितना बड़ा था, कुछ भी आप कॉलम ले सकते हो. तो उस कॉलम के रैंडम वैल्यूज और रैंडम वेरिएबल्स आप बोल सकते हो. फाइन. ओके. Now this is what probability is, and remember probability's values ranges from 0 to 1. Okay, probability values lies from 0 to 1. 1 means 100% that is going to be occur. Fine. The probability, okay, tell me the probability of sun rising at east. Okay, so it is 1. Fine. Okay. And remember one thing, probability of a single event, probability of single event is always 0. Probability of a single event is always 0. Just have this particular thing on your mind. Why? Because if someone is asking you what is the probability of a person going to play cricket at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. The number of interested event is 1, is not it? 1 divided by total number of events. See, 4m can be written something like this: 4.0000000000001, 4.0000001 lakh zeros, 4.1 crore zeros 1, 4.100 crores 1. Still, this is going to be considered as 4, is not it? 4 p.m. This is 4 p.m. This is 4 p.m. Why? Because we are ignoring all such stuffs. Lakhs of zeros are one, lakhs of zeros are there, and after that we have 1. We are ignoring it, is not it? So coming to your denominator for a single event, there could be infinite sample size, total number of events. So 1 by infinity, anything divided by infinity, there is nothing but 0. So sometimes this kind of question would be getting asked in your interviews. इंटरव्यू में एक ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था, एक लड़का था, उसको पूछा गया, ओके टेल मी व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ गोइंग फॉर लंच एट 1 p.m. प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ गोइंग फॉर लंच एट 1 p.m. मेरे को 1 बजे लंच करने जाना है. यू शुडंट बी सेइंग 0.5. आप ऐसे अंधाधुन कुछ भी नहीं बोल दोगे. यू शुड बी सेइंग सर lunch at 1 p.m. I exactly don't know what 1 p.m. is. Okay, it could be continuous. Why? Because 1 p.m. can be given as 1.0000001, 1.000000001 crore zeros then 1. Okay, so I can have continuous variables, continuous values. Okay, infinite values should be present, and your number of interested event is 1. So 1 by infinity, here it is also 0. But if that person is asking you, okay, tell me the probability of going lunch, then you must be asking, so the sample size would be no or yes, is not it? या तो वो जाएगा लंच के लिए, नहीं तो नहीं जाएगा. वो टाइम वाइम कुछ बोला नहीं है. फाइन. Now you must be asking, sir, are you talking about not going for lunch or going for lunch? If that person is saying going for lunch only, then you should be saying, sir, it is 1/2. That is 0.5. क्योंकि 2 सैंपल है, उसमें से एक है इवेंट. 1/2, 0.5. ओके, सो दिस वे क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा समझना है. तो वो टाइम रिलेटेड कुछ भी अगर बात करते हैं, इवन इफ दैट इज अ सिंगल इवेंट, यू शुड बी सेइंग इट एज 0. ओके, फाइन. Now see, we have something called inferential statistics. Inferential statistics is a very important step from business point of view. Okay, even though those people who are not going through these things, data science, and वो business के ऊपर काम करते हैं, ठीक है, बिजनेस आइडियाज को लेके कुछ ना कुछ, इवन दोज गाइज हु आर बिजनेस एनालिस्ट, ओके, दे आर आल्सो लर्निंग दिस थिंग, इन्फ्लुएंसर स्टैटिस्टिक्स. फाइन. This is a popular topic from business point of view. Here what is happening is, you are taking a sample. I will be telling what sample is. You are taking a sample and working on it. You are taking a sample and working on it in order to give the conclusion regarding population. In order to conclude regarding population. ठीक है, तो इसमें होता क्या है, यू आर टेकिंग अ सैंपल. आप सैंपल को ले रहे हो और सैंपल पे आप अपना एक्सपेरिमेंट लगा रहे हो. जो कुछ भी आपको करना है आप सैंपल के ऊपर कर रहे हो, एंड अल्टीमेटली यू आर ब्रिंगिंग द इनसाइट्स, ब्रिंगिंग द अंडरस्टैंडिंग और कंक्लूजन रिगार्डिंग पॉपुलेशन. तो आप सैंपल्स पे काम करते हो और पॉपुलेशन के बारे में बोलते हो. ओके, बेस्ट एग्जांपल इज कोविड डेज. कोविड डेज याद करो, न्यूज़पेपर में हर दिन लिखा जाता था कि उड़ीसा का कोविड केसेस कितना है. Coming to West Bengal, the COVID cases are like this. So do you think that people are visiting each and every member from Odisha and they are experimenting, they are measuring their COVID symptoms and all? No, वो दिखाते थे कि इंडिया का कोविड केसेस कितने हैं. ओके, सो दे वर टेकिंग सम सैंपल्स. दे वर टेकिंग सम सैंपल्स इन द सेंस, उड़ीसा से सिर्फ भुवनेश्वर लोगों को अच्छे से चेक करते थे, राउरकेला, डेवलप्ड एरियाज. And what about those areas where people are not even aware of this COVID and all? There are so many people in Odisha, थोड़े जो underdeveloped area से जो belong करते हैं, उनको तो ज़्यादा कुछ पता भी नहीं होता था. वो तो जाते नहीं थे दिखाने के लिए. तो उनका रिपोर्ट आता था क्या? नहीं. People were only taking the reports from sample places, some major places. For example, UP is a very big state, and from UP barely they would be going to each and every corner of UP. उनको लखनऊ से तो मिल जाता था रिपोर्ट, क्योंकि सेंटर है, कैपिटल है, और अलग जगह से भी मिल जाते थे जो कि बड़े सिटीज है यूपी के। फाइन। लाइकवाइज दे आर टेकिंग द सैंपल्स, रिकॉर्ड्स फ्रॉम दोज प्लेसेस, और अल्टीमेटली वो लिख देते थे कि ये है इंडिया का केस, इंडिया का ये केस। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि पूरा इंडिया के हर कोने में जाके 1.4 बिलियन को चेक किया गया है, नहीं। ओके, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू गो एंड चेक द रिपोर्ट्स फॉर ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन फ्रॉम इंडिया। कितने लोग हैं जो कि माओइस्ट एरिया में भी रहते हैं, वहां पे जाके उनका रिकॉर्ड लेके काम करना इज नॉट दैट इजी। ठीक है। सो लोग क्या करते हैं, तो सैंपल के ऊपर काम करते हैं और वो पॉपुलेशन के बारे में बताते हैं, कंक्लूड करते हैं। फाइन, दिस इज व्हाट इन्फ्रेंशियल स्टैटिस्टिक्स इज। एंड इवन फ्रॉम आवर डेटा साइंस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, हमको भी वही करना होता है। पीपल, client would be giving you sample data. Sample data is nothing but a part of your population. Population means entire data. Remember, population means entire data. पूरे entire data का एक छोटा सा पार्ट आपको दिया जाएगा, that should be your data to work on. अब उस पे काम करोगे और उसके बेसिस पे आप इंसाइट्स दोगे क्लाइंट को, ताकि उसको समझ आ जाए कि अच्छा, तो टोटल पॉपुलेशन में भी यही वाला एप्लीकेबल है। फाइन। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मारुति सुजुकी कंपनी, a very big company, a very big company. The company started in the late 1970s शायद से, मेरे को नहीं पता, काफी पुराना कंपनी है, और वो उनके पास तो कितना डेटा होगा। एंड इफ यू आर गोइंग टू डू अ प्रोजेक्ट फॉर देम, आपको लगता है कि वो 1970 से लेके अभी तक का पूरा डेटा पकड़ा देंगे आपको? नो। पीपल वुड बी गिविंग यू द लेटेस्ट डेटा, लास्ट 2-3 ईयर्स के डेटा ही आपको देंगे, ट्रेंडिंग। उस पर आपको काम करना होता है, उस पर आप काम करोगे, लेकिन बाद में क्या नाम आएगा, पूरा मारुति सुजुकी के ऊपर आप काम किए हो। मारुति सुजुकी, आप थोड़ी कहीं पे मेंशन करोगे मैं बस लास्ट 2-3 साल का ही काम किया हूँ डेटा के ऊपर। नो, यू मस्ट बी ब्रिंगिंग आउट दोज इनसाइट्स विच वुड बी एप्लीकेबल फॉर दैट एंटायर कंपनी। वो पूरा कंपनी पे काम करेगा और पूरा कंपनी के हिस्ट्री पे भी पॉइंट लगा देगा। फाइन। So you guys are going to work on the sample data, and is it going to be the latest data? Is it going to be the old data? 99% of the time they would be giving the latest data, क्योंकि उसी पे उनको एनालाइज करना है ताकि फ्यूचर वो थोड़ा देख सके अच्छे से। तो वो लोग आपको डेटा देंगे, दैट इज नॉट आवर थिंग। क्लाइंट वुड बी डिसाइडिंग विच डेटा टू गिव यू, बट यू शुड बी गेटिंग अ सैम्पल डेटा। रिमेंबर, पॉपुलेशन, आउट ऑफ पॉपुलेशन जनरली ऐसे बोला जाता है कि 10% ऑफ द डेटा अगर आप लेते हो पॉपुलेशन से, तो सैम्पल डेटा बन के आता है, एंड उस पर काम करना चाहिए। बट स्टिल इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द पॉपुलेशन साइज। मान लो मेरे को 1.4 बिलियन पीपल आर देयर एंड दे आर प्रोड्यूसिंग अ ह्यूज नंबर ऑफ डेटा, इट इज नोन एज पॉपुलेशन डेटा। क्या मैं इतना डेटा को लेके काम कर पाऊंगा? नहीं। इससे अगर मेरे को 5% का भी डेटा मिल जाता है ना, दैट्स एनफ फॉर मी टू वर्क ऑन। फाइन। तो डिपेंड करता है पॉपुलेशन साइज पे भी। ओके, कितना पॉपुलेशन है। एंड मान लो एक क्लास है, एक क्लास में सिर्फ 100 बच्चे ही है, ओनली 100 पीपल आर देयर, ओनली 100 स्टूडेंट्स आर देयर। एंड डू यू थिंक दैट 100 स्टूडेंट्स का 5% इज नथिंग बट 5? 5 जन का डेटा लेके मैं इंसाइट्स निकाल लूंगा? हाँ, आप निकाल भी सकते हो, बट इट वॉन्ट बी एक्यूरेट, इट वॉन्ट बी मैचिंग विद अदर पीपल, इज नॉट इट? तो यहाँ पे अगर 100 आपको लग रहा है 100 एक छोटा वैल्यू और आप उन पे काम कर सकते हो पूरा 100 डेटा पे, 100 स्टूडेंट्स के डेटा पे, टेक दोस एंटायर 100। हियर द पॉपुलेशन साइज इज नथिंग बट द सैंपल साइज, पूरा पॉपुलेशन पे ही आप काम कर रहे हो, दैट्स ऑल्सो फाइन, दैट्स ऑल्सो फाइन। सो दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन द डेटा साइज। कितना बड़ा कंपनी है, स्टार्टअप कंपनी के साथ काम कर रहे हो, तो ऑब्वियसली उसका डेटा जो मैक्सिमम डेटा, हाईएस्ट डेटा, पॉपुलेशन डेटा वुड बी स्मॉल। अगर स्मॉल है तो कम से कम 50 to 60% ऑफ द डेटा फ्रॉम दैट पॉपुलेशन वुड बी गिवन टू यू एज अ सैंपल। अब उस पर काम करोगे। ओके, बट ऑन एन एवरेज 10% ऑफ द डेटा, ये बोला जाता है बस, ये बोलने के लिए है, बट स्टिल दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन द पॉपुलेशन साइज। Okay, so here the same thing is given, population is there and you are taking few samples, you are applying some of the statistical things, some EDA pre-processing, whatever you are doing, you are going for the machine learning, and ultimately you are bringing the solution for them which should be getting implemented over the entire company. entire word आता है मतलब population, simple, entire word मतलब population. Okay, so inferential statistics involves making prediction और इन्फ्रेंसेस, प्रिडिक्शन करो या इन्फ्रेंसेस, इनसाइट्स निकालो अबाउट अ पॉपुलेशन पे बेस्ड ऑन द सैंपल ऑफ डेटा। आप सैंपल डेटा के ऊपर काम करोगे ताकि आपको पॉपुलेशन के ऊपर कुछ कंक्लूजन निकल सके। एंड रिमेंबर देयर आर few techniques which are coming under inferential statistics which should be helping you to go for the analysis. क्या आपको ये डिसीजन लेना पड़ेगा, yes और no? इसके लिए वी हैव समथिंग कॉल्ड हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग. हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग काफी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है, नॉट फ्रॉम कोडिंग पॉइंट, क्योंकि इसके कोडिंग काफी हल्के रहते हैं, बट बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ये काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है. बिजनेस वालों को तो ये चाहिए ही चाहिए, बिजनेस डिसीजन लेने को. फाइन.
सर ये इन्फरेन्शियल स्टैटिस्टिक्स रो जो हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग एगुडा सब
हाँ
आमे करिवा केते बेले जेते
तमे
फॉर मोमेंट
एमएल रे तो
बिजनेस
स्टार्ट हिजो ना, सेम मझिरे गोटे हाइपोथेसिस टॉपिक आसीबो, तारी ऊपर तमे रिग्रेशन प्रॉब्लम सब पड़िबो, लिनियर रिग्रेशन, लॉजिस्टिक रिग्रेशन, काना सेथरे टिके डिसीजन ऊपर काम अछि.
अच्छा ये जो फॉर मोमेंट भीतर एगुडा काम
ना
करिवार
फोर मोमेंट
ना
एबे जाय तो किछि काम नै, एबे जाय किछि काम नै. कितपय एनालिस्ट लोक सेमाने जदी हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग सिखुछंती ताले गोटे प्लस पॉइंट, एडवांटेज, पॉजिटिव पॉइंट गोटे आछि. बट स्टिल इफ यू आर नॉट नोइंग दैट्स आल्सो फाइन. एपय तो दरकार नै, काना एटा प्रेडिक्शन भितरे काम करे. प्रेडिक्शन ऊपर को मॉडलटा नेबी, ए बिजनेस को फॉलो करिवि कि नै, यस कि नो, डिसीजन दबो तमरा हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग.
अच्छा
Okay, so here we have probability concepts. We have something called p value. Probability value should be less than 0.05. माने 5% of the error should be there. A 5% of the error is tolerable. If you are doing one project, 5% of the error is tolerable. If the probability of getting error is less than 5%, then you are free to go. P low, null go. We call it P low. जदि probability less रहिबो, null go, null go, null. This one is one null hypothesis. आपको जे null hypothesis आपको जे जो action. This is known as null. That means no action. This is known as action. Fine. P low, null go. यदि probability value बहुत तळे आସୁची, माने 5% error रू भी कम आସୁची, it is if it is less than 0.05, then null go. Null go means এই जो null value को काटी दियो, तमने एक्शन को जाओ, एक्शन को जाओ, नल को छाड़ दियो, नल को गो, नल गो 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 माने कैंसिल, नल को कैंसिल करो, एक्शन को कैंसिल टेकअप करछो माने बिजनेस टा को जाउछो करिया को. हेला कि p हाई, probability of getting error is high, that means p is greater than 0.05. null fly को जाय, null fly, null fly माने go for the null, go for the null माने null को ही कंसीडर करो, null को फ्लाई करो, फ्लाई माने जाओ नल ऊपर ही काम करो, नल ऊपर काम करो माने किछि करनी, तो बिजनेस को बिल्कुल फॉलो करनी. तो H1 केबे आसे जतले एटा को हम कैंसिल करू, आ एटा कैंसिल करिया को हेले प्रोबेबिलिटी वैल्यू 5% टू लेस थिबा दरकार. हैला तो एई सब जिंस अछि हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग अंडर रे. एई हिसाब रे बिजनेस एक्शन निया जाय, नॉल एक्शन निया जाय ना, यू हैव टू डिसाइड एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. इवन वी हैव सेवरल कॉलम्स, तो ये जो p values, probability values for each and every column भी find out करी होबो using hypothesis testing. Then you have to decide को column रो probability value less than 0.05 अछि. Suppose these two columns, these three columns are having probability values less than 0.05, then go and take the action. That means take these three columns and go for your project. And these two columns are are having the probability value greater than 0.05. That means you shouldn't be taking those columns. That means these two columns are not affecting your output. या आउटपुट ऊपर किसी विशेष अफेक्ट करूनी, ताको नॉन एले भी चलिबो. सो ये प्रोबेबिलिटी वैल्यू तुमको बते दबो, बते को हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग रो टिके बेसिक नॉलेज तुमको जानथियो दरकार. ओके,
जदी अफेक्ट कर दो ताले हेले भी नबा गुडियो,
जदी अफेक्ट करूची नै, जदी अफेक्ट करची माने इफ योर आउटपुट इज हैविंग रिलेशन विथ इनपुट, देन यू हैव टू टेक दोज इनपुट ओनली. आ जदी इनपुट ता ही अफेक्ट करूनी तम y को, फॉर एग्जांपल योर y इज कमिंग अप लाइक दिस, 20x1 plus 25x2 plus 0.3x3. There are empty equation आयला. It clearly shows that this coefficient is bigger, this coefficient is bigger, but this coefficient is less. This coefficient is less given. It is only because of this particular variable. This variable is not that much important to your y. सेतपय एटा 0.3 दे दिछि. ता माने एटी कोन तमे एटी नौचो, you are considering your x3, but with x3 you are multiplying it with 0.3. So something regarding 0 जते मल्टीप्लाई होउची को भी वेरिएबल सहित, तो वैल्यू आउरी डिक्रीज हो जाउची, इज नॉट इट. तो तार इंपोर्टेंस ता कमी जाउची, तो अल्टीमेटली आ इंपोर्टेंस ता कमी गला. आर जदि पी वैल्यू भी चेक करिवो तुमको जणा पड़ जिवो आर हाई आर भल थिबो माने लेस देन 0.05 थिबो आर थिबो ग्रेटर देन 0.05 हम सेही सब तुम जानि परिवो after completing this hypothesis testing. So always you should be maintaining this particular thing that your output should be depending on some of the inputs. Those inputs which are having good relation with your output, those inputs should be taken. Right? For example, you are preparing for exam. Your exam's mark, तुम्हारा main score टा हेला तुम्हारा output. Main score is your output. Then tell me, your output should be depending on which factors? Important factors. Okay, number of hours studies, କେତେ घंटा पढ़ुଛ, concentration power, okay, and this one is past performance. Past performance maybe based on the past performance यदि माने आगुर यूनिट टेस्ट रे भलो परफॉर्म करछ टिके टिके आइडिया भी थिबो ताले सी पिला कम पढ़ले भी तार भलो स्कोर आसी जिवो काना रिवीजन हेकी सब अछि पास्ट परफॉर्मेंस फाइन these three inputs are impacting your output is not it your output is completely depending on these three inputs एमती ना कि आउ किछि हे परिवनी नेक्स्ट आसीबो नंबर ऑफ प्लेइंग आवर्स ହେଲା କି next ଆସିବ number of times you are going outside okay so compared to these three these things will not impact that much okay so your hypothesis testing would be giving you some analysis regarding each and every column कोटा केते important तुम पाखरे अछि ହେଲା से हिसाब रे से काम करे then we should be taking these three even though you are taking these two that's fine आगे नहीं की जाओ यदि accuracy पाइलो भलो 90% accuracy पाइलो that's good but if you are getting 70% accuracy by taking this two columns extra आगो काटी के देखो ए तीनटा को नहीं की देखो यदि पाई जाउछ 90% accuracy from 70 it got increased to 90 that means you should be considering this so why to consider these two
ତାହେଲେ ଇନଫରେନ୍ସିଆଲ ଷ୍ଟାଟିଷ୍ଟିକ୍ସ ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ଆମେ କାମ କରିବା ଏଭ୍ରି କଲମ ଉପରେ आफ्टर प्री प्रोसेसिंग एंड बिफोर मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल
हाँ बिफोर मशीन लर्निंग इवन दो देखो सब मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल रे तमर हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग दरकार नहीं स्पेशली तुम रिग्रेशन मॉडल्स जोटी की तमर गोटे चार्ट भले एमती आसे से बताए मॉडलटा केते भलो काम करूची सेती बेले तुमको टिके इन्फ्लुएंशियल स्टैटिस्टिक्स और हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग रिगार्डिंग इंफॉर्मेशन टिके दरकार ओके और एल्स एबे पई तो किछ दरकार नहीं एबे नॉर्मल चालू खाली जस्ट तुमको आईडिया दे देली प्रोजेक्ट बेले तुमको सैंपल साइज दिया जाए ओके पॉपुलेशन दिया जाए ना जदि हाँ गोटे कंपनी 2 दिन हेणी बना है 2 डेज हेची बना है और 2 डेज रो डेटा ओनली अछि और 2 डेज डेटा को ताकू पुनी सैंपल थोड़ी तार बाहर करिवो से 2 डेज डेटा इटसेल्फ वुड बी योर सैंपल साइज इज नॉट इट तो सी केस अलका but remember that you should be working on sample data to give the conclusion regarding population this is what the meaning of inferential statistics and under inferential statistics we have something called hypothesis testing which should be helping you to make some decision regarding your population तो से डिसीजन विषय जानिया खोले तुमको हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग फ्यूचर रे पढियार अछि ओके थियोरेटिकल जिंचो मोस्टली सेतरे थ्योरी थौ थाए से पई जो बिजनेस एनालिस्ट की जे एमबीए वगैरह भी करंती से माने भी एई सब टर्म केबे ना केबे पढी थांती इन्फरेंशियल स्टैटिस्टिक्स फाइन now let us enter into our main topics see EDA consists of 4 moments of business decision 4 moments of business decision 4 moments of business decision there are 4 moments of business decisions in order to make decision regarding your business हला कि तुमको चारटा moments तो जानिबार अछि okay and these 4 moments of business decisions comes up with some statistical parameters too the first one tells you about the measure of central tendency measures of central tendency ओके गोटे डेटा सेट दिया हिची तार सेंटर मोस्ट वैल्यू कि गोटे मझिरे गोटे फिक्स्ड वैल्यू थिबो फॉर एग्जांपल यू हैव एक्सेस लाइक दिस इज नथिंग बट जीरो इज नथिंग बट द सोर्स and you are comparing those numbers which are greater than 0 they are positive less than 0 they are negative in the same way if you have a data set should be having some centermost value okay सो यू कैन कंसीडर इट एज सोर्स पॉइंट तो से सोर्स पॉइंट तो तुम बहुत किसी कंपेयर कर पारियो बहुत किसी इनसाइट्स बाहर कर पारियो फाइन एंड रिमेंबर सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी वुड बी हेल्पिंग यू टू गो फॉर अ सिंगल वैल्यू एथर तुमको सिंगल वैल्यू ही तुमको मोस्टली आसीबो ना कि मल्टीपल जिंस पाइबो it comes up with three parameters. One is known as mean, median, next one is mode. Mean, median, mode. Mean everyone knows. Mean everyone knows. Now, from mathematics point of view, tell me there are how many types of mean you have learned in your 10th exam. 10th exam no 10th बेले 11th बेले केते प्रकार mean सब सुनिच जानिच hmm.
Arithmetic mean, geometric mean.
See arithmetic mean very preferable topic arithmetic mean we have something called harmonic mean and we have something called geometric mean. So these three types of means we have learned and we have also implemented it somewhere we have implemented but we don't remember right now that's completely fine those who had appeared for competitive exams जो बैंक एग्जाम हो कि जहाँ भी किसी नॉर्मल जो थी एप्टीट्यूड रिक्वायरमेंट है से माने यही सब थ्रू पास करती है here we are going to use something called arithmetic mean why remember arithmetic mean is implementable very easily simple जिनसो था points गुड़ाक अच्छी simply add those points divide by total simple add those points and divide by total and arithmetic mean would be giving you conclusion if your data is normally distributed ये तुम्हारा normal distribution data अच्छी ता ପାଇଁ arithmetic mean is the best one to give you the centermost value fine or the middlemost value normal distribution ଅଛି ଆଉ ଯଦି normal distribution है normal distribution is something like this data is going to be equally divided from the mean position this is your mean mu एपट भी किसी डेटा एपट भी किसी डेटा अच्छी so here 50% of the data here also 50% of your data can anyone name me this curve what this curve known as
Normal.
okay is there any other names
Normalize.
normal distribution curve we call it as bell shaped curve Gaussian curve remember bell shaped curve
Bell shape.
curve भी कुहाଯାଏ Gaussian भी कुहाଯାଏ तो ये सब अलग अलग तार ना अछि normal distribution curve normal भी कुहाଯାଏ okay why because if you cut it from the middle it is symmetric in nature here half of the things here half of the things should be coming up so if your data is normal distributed you should be going for arithmetic mean okay because some total color sorry some odd color number divided by the total that's what a total number of terms that's what arithmetic mean is coming to harmonic mean this concept was particularly used when you have ratio regarding data do data over ratio proportion ବିଷୟରେ ଦିଆ ହେଇଛି ନା ସେତିକି ଏଟା ୟୁଜ୍ ହୁଏ okay it is nothing but n divided by 1 by x1 plus 1 by x2 plus plus 1 by xn total number of terms given divided by each and every value is given 1 by plus 1 by तो आर ए फॉर्मूला particularly यूज हुए जोटा कि हमें डेटा साइंस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू रे रिक्वायरमेंट आर नहीं because we are not dealing with data which are composed of ratio and proportion fine and geometric mean is basically used when you have population regarding things population growth এই সব জিনিস बैंक रिगार्डिंग जिनस ये सब प्राय यूज हुए जो इंटरेस्ट हरिका सब फाइंड आउट करती ओके हाउ मच शुड बी द ग्रोथ ओके सो केते परसेंट इंटरेस्ट लागी चली कंपाउंड सिंपल कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट फॉर्मूला मे बी ज्योमेट्रिक मीन ही बेसिकली यूज होची ओके इफ आई रिमेंबर and here it will be something like this x1 into x2 into x3 how many variables 3 variables to the power 1 by 3 so एटा कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट सिंपल इंटरेस्ट जो सब बैंक रिगार्डिंग डेटा जो थी ग्रोथ ର କାମ ଆସେ ସେତିବେଳେ geometric mean ର ୟୁଜ ହୁଏ now one very common problem from this aptitude point of view two cars are traveling two cars are moving one car is moving with 60 km per hour and the car is moving with 40 kilometer per hour, and they are covering 100 kilometers. They are covering 100 kilometers. Both the cars are covering 100 kilometers, one with 60 and the with 40. Now if I ask you to give me the average speed of the car, average speed of cars ଦିଟା କାର average speed ମୋ ଦରକାର, and they are covering 100 kilometers, both the cars. Okay, how can you find it out? ତ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ବଢିଆ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍, ମାନେ ସ୍ପେଶିଆଲି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ବିଟେକ୍ରେ ଆମର ପ୍ଲେସମେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ଆସୁଥିଲା, ପ୍ଲେସମେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ବେଳେ ଆମକୁ ଏମକ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଗୋଟେ ୱେବସାଇଟ୍ ଅଛି जो ଯିଏକି ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ସ କଣ୍ଡକ୍ଟ କରवाए, ମକ୍ ଟେଷ୍ଟ ହେରିକା ଏଇଭଳିଆ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ସକୁ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ୍ କରାଉଥିଲେ ବହୁତ, ताकि इंटरव्यू ଯେତେବେଳେ ଫେସ୍ କରିବୁ କିଛିଟା ରିଟର୍ନ ରହୁଥିଲା, ଯେମିତିକି if you go for Wipro, Capgemini, Cognizant, these companies, MNCs, they would be conducting some exams before calling you for interviews. तो ସେଇ एग्जाम क्लियर କରିବାକୁ ଏଇଭଳିଆ क्वेश्चंस मोस्टली ରହୁଥିଲା। एंड आ ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ବେଷ୍ଟ ବୁକ୍ ଥିଲା ଆରଏସ୍ ଅଗରୱାଲର ରେଡ୍ କଲରର। आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी टाइम्स आई हैव सॉल्व, 10 to 15 टाइम्स तो ମୁଁ ସଲ୍ଭ କରୁଥିଲି, ବଟ୍ गेट एग्जाम रे भी एप्टीट्यूड थिला, बट कमिंग टू गेट एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, एप्टीट्यूड ओनली 5 मार्क्स रहे, 5 मार्क्स है कि, एंड 95 मार्क्स शुड बी फ्रॉम 5 मार्क्स कोन 5 मार्क्स से इंग्लिश भी पहुंच जाउथला, तो 2-3 मार्क का एप्टीट्यूड आसे, आ 95% ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस आर फ्रॉम मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग, कंप्लीटली न्यूमेरिकल रिगार्डिंग थिंग्स। तो ये क्वेश्चन मु प्राय देखी सब मॉक टेस्ट रे भी यही वाला क्वेश्चन पचाउथले। एंड सी, if you go to solve these questions, people would be thinking, na average speed देइछि, then what I would doing, I would be taking 60 plus 40 divided by 2. Okay, no, this is not the case. Okay, it would be coming as 50, 100 by 2, 50. But this is not the arithmetic mean you are going to use here. Here you have to go for something called harmonic mean. And remember, as I told you, harmonic mean is basically required when you have ratio proportion regarding things. Ratio होची proportion regarding things होची सेती वाला एथरा दरकार। अब एथरा harmonic mean रे formula use हुए। Okay, direct formula तर्थ है, if your speed is given as same, if your distance travel by the two cars are given same, then you have to take the formula like this. Say जो formula कहले 1 by x1 plus 1 by x2. So how many cars are traveling? 2 cars are traveling. Divided by 1 by average speed रा formula टा इटा दिया है, average speed 1 by x1 60 plus 1 by 40, fine, 2 by 40 plus 60, 40, 60, you can solve it, 2 into 40 into 60 divided by 100, 0 0 कटिगला, 6 4 जा 24, 24 into 2 48. So 48 kilometer per hour is the average speed of the car, and your first question would be waiting for the answer as 50 kilometer per hour, जोटा कि तुम्हारा अरिथमेटिक मीन बाहर। अब सेकंड क्वेश्चन है तुम थी 48। अब बहुत पिला 95% ऑफ पीपल एटा क्लिक करेंगे। ओके, किंतु सेति दिया 100 किलोमीटर आवर, जदि एटा ही आंसर था ताले ये जिंस दे न था। Why they have specifically given 100 kilometer as the same distance traveled by two cars? So there is a concept. Okay, if two cars are covering the same distance, or if they are covering the distance in same time, which is same regarding the industry, and different speeds are given, you have to calculate the average speed by taking the harmonic mean. Okay, so just from this harmonic mean, something came to my mind. Anyway, okay, now people would be thinking, fine, so is it required? It is not that much required from our point of view. Remember, arithmetic mean is something that we are going to use. Why? Because arithmetic mean is very easy to use, very easily understandable, and this is basically implemented when you have the normal distribution data. When data is normally going to be distributed, but is it necessary that your data is going to be normally distributed? No. Your data would be something like this. Your data would be something like this. एमती प्रॉब्लम आसियार बहुत चांसेस रोज आसे भी कथा, कारण डेटा यदि सब बना बनाया हुआ आइटम अगर आपको मिल जाएगा, देन क्या फायदा। ओके, दैट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ चेंजिंग द डेटा टू अ नॉर्मलाइज्ड फॉर्म। तो आपको इसको नॉर्मल फॉर्म में लेके आना है। इसको भी लेके आना नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन फॉर्म में, ताकि आपका कर्व इस तरीके से दिखे, इस तरीके से दिखे। इसके लिए कुछ अलग अलग टेक्निक्स है दैट वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न लैटर, बट रिमेंबर अरिथमेटिक मीन इज नथिंग बट summation of xi different x divided by n, total number of terms, total number of terms. Fine. Very easy. Whatever values are given, simply take the sum of it and divide by the total number of terms. Count karo, dal do divide by. Okay, and you would be getting the output. Simple answer. And if you're getting the mean, this will tell that okay, this is the centermost point. You know, middlemost. It has a mean যদি normal distributed. From your normally distributed data, whatever mean you got, you can tell to your client ki sir, from your business problem, from the data from that particular column, for example I have a column called age बहुत सारा अछि, 40 अछि, 50 अछि, 20 अछि, 30 अछि, even we have something, you know, again 40 is there, so simply add it, 50 40 20 30 40 add करो, divide by 1 2 3 4 5 और ये समेशन ले लो. Once you do it, suppose you are going to get something called 35, ମୁଁ ଏମିତି random କହୁଛି 35 आएगा, you can tell to your client कि sir, from the data that you have given, the average is the average age, the average age of people, those who are working for your organization, যেটা business problem ଉପରେ depend करे, are having the age of 35. କାରଣ 35 years old ର ଲୋକ average ଅଛନ୍ତି. On an average, people of 35 years old are working in your industry. Okay. For example, salary. You have a data regarding employee data ଅଛି, ସେଥିରେ salary ଦେଇଛି. Salary of people 20k, 30, 40, 50 like this. You know, on an average, you got it as 50. You can tell to your client that okay. So in your company, the average salary of employees are nothing but 50,000. So see, to ଜାଣିଯିବ ତାର ଗୋଟେ fair idea ଆସିଯିବ, okay, average salary is nothing but 50,000. Fine. So in this way, you can give some insights to your client. Okay. So this is the first statistical things that you should be knowing. That is nothing but mean. Very easy to be known. Very easy to be known. Now, what about median? Why median is required and where should it be used? Okay, before finding out the median, just find out the median is nothing but the middlemost value. Simple answer, middlemost value, 50th percentile of the data, middlemost value. And I am putting some numbers. Okay, again, now I want you to find out the median of these numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Tell me the median of these numbers. Everyone need to tell.
2.
Okay.
First thing, I think first thing, I have to sort it in a descending order.
Okay, tell me the final output.
Descending order.
Tell me the final output and let me.
Yes.
2 will be the answer.
Seven.
अरे ये देवजीत कटेगा लगी, सबବେଳେ busy. Okay, see here.
Seven.
You have to
Yes,
first
7 and 2.
arrange it in either ascending or descending order. Okay, randomly you shouldn't be picking up the middlemost value. ये तीन करके इसको मिडिल मोस्ट ले लेना ठीक नहीं है. So you have to again first arrange it 1 2 5, then 7, then 10, then 20 20. Now go for the middle most term. So this is how you have to find out median. या तो descending रे करो ना ascending रे करो, but you have to arrange it, sort your numbers, sort your data, then only go for the middlemost part. Okay, if I would have given something 4 here, ଯଦି ମୁଁ 7 ପରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ 4 ଦେଇଥାନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ କ'ଣ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତା?
7 plus 4 by 2.
Okay, so remember it 4 ଆସିଥାନ୍ତା. This three, you have 7 and 4 at the middle. Remember, median value should be a single value. It cannot have multiple values. So दीटा धर value अच्छी तो दीटा को add करो, divide by 2 कर दो, माने mean बाहर कर दियो. 7 plus 4 is 11 by 2, 5.5. 5.5. Fine. So this is how you have to go for median. Now why median is required? Why median is required? Mean रे तो काम हो जाता है सर, तब median टा कहीं जाने की. See, you have values like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just calculate the mean calculate karo. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 3. Mean is 3. Arithmetic mean. Let's find out the median. The median find out karibi, median भी अरे भाई 3 आइला. Median is also 3. अच्छा, एबे कौन करिबी? In case of 5, let me, instead of 5, let me give 50. मैं 50 पकड़ देली. Now tell me the mean value. New mean 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 60 by 5, 12. Your new mean is 12. This is your old mean. This is your new mean. New mean काहे का आइला? 50 पकड़ देली बोली. Remember previously, and let me also check out the median. New median. Is it still 3? Yes, it is still 3. It is still 3. Previously it was 3, the old one, and right now it is also 3. Is there any changes? No, there are no changes at all. तो एठू कौन जान लो? एठू एया जान लो. Mean considers each and every value. Is not it? Mean find out करिया कले सबु जिंसर हेल्प दरकार, सबु नंबर हेल्प दरकार. और से सबु नंबर ऊपर डिपेंड भी करिवो. Is not it? Previously it was 5, so you were getting a less number. 3 as the final output. But एबे 50 अछि. 50 is a big number, and because of this big number, you are getting a big mean. Because of a big number 50, 5 जगह 50 कर देली. तापे mean भी सडन बढ़ी गला. 3 थिला 12 हो गला. Okay. किंतु median is not depending on any other numbers. It is simply depending on the middle most part. से खाली middle number ऊपर ही depend करूची. आउ काहा ऊपर जे करूनी, खाली middle number value टाई कहूची. से एथरे भी 3, एथरे भी 3. 50 जगह रे मु 5 लाख 5000 भी कर देथिले भी से 3 ही थांदा. Okay. So remember one thing. We had numbers like this. one digit number, all of a sudden two digit number आइला, उसे भी बहुत दूर रे अछि. 4 थारु भारी दूर रे अछि. Difference is so much. These numbers which are coming under extreme cases, extreme in the sense सब चालची normal चालची गोटे extreme जिनिस आसीगला. Extreme weather, for example, the normal temperature of Odisha is 30, on an average it comes up as 30 degrees Celsius. Say 20 to 30, 40 भितर आसे. But जे 60 आसीगला दिन, गोटे आसीगला गोटे दिन जोटा कि 60. Extreme temperature, extreme. आको हम extreme कहबो. It is not 100, but still it is extreme. Why? Because we are habituated to live under such conditions. Odisha 60 आसीगला तो बहुत खरा हो जाउछि. Is not it? तो सेम थिंग एथरे होछि. नॉर्मल चलता गोटे बहुत बड़ा नंबर पाई गेलो. So this is known as extreme values. Extreme values. Even temperature रे धर 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस आसीगला. एक्सट्रीम कोल्ड, एक्सट्रीम हॉट, एक्सट्रीम कोल्ड, तो जिते कम सडन गोटे एते कम वैल्यू आसीगला भी ताकू भी एक्सट्रीम ही कहबो. एक्सट्रीम ना कि सब बहुत हाई वैल्यू. वेरी लेस, वेरी लो वैल्यू इज आल्सो नोन एज एक्सट्रीम. सपोज एम सो वैल्यूज अछि एंड आई गॉट समथिंग लाइक 0.00000001. सो दिस इज आल्सो extreme. Extreme. So remember, extreme values technically known as outliers. Extreme values are technically known as outliers. We call it as outliers. You people would be understanding why, because you are learning, but those who are client, okay, or business people, for them this is a new word. New word माने केबे से सुनी ना आती, केबे ता मीनिंग से बुझ परिबेनी. So extreme values are basically known as outliers. And out of mean and median, which gets influenced by outliers? Mean gets influenced by outlier, as you can see. गोटे बड़ वैल्यू नहीं आइली सडन, तापे सडनली मीन भी चेंज गला, किंतु मीडियन चेंज होला कि मीडियन चेंज हेलानी. मीडियन तो जेमति कि सेमति अछि. सो व्हिच गेट्स इन्फ्लुएंस्ड? मीन गेट्स इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय आउटलायर. So this point itself would be very much powerful to confront your interviewers. Okay, interviewer କେତେବେଳେ କେତେବେଳେ ବୁଲେଇ ବାଲେଇକି ତମକୁ କିଛି ପଚାରିବେ ତ ତମେ ଏଇ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଯଦି ଷ୍ଟିକ୍ କରି ରହିଥିବ ବହୁତ ଭଲସେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆନ୍ସର କରିପାରିବ ଯୋଉ ବି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସୁ। ଓକେ, ତ ରିମେମ୍ବର mean gets influenced by outliers whereas median never gets influenced by outliers. So ଯଦି ତମର ଏଇଭଳିଆ କେସେସ୍ ଆସୁଛି ତମେ ସେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲ ଟେଣ୍ଡେନ୍ସି mean କୁ ନବ ନା median କୁ ନବ? Median କୁ ନବ। You should be preferring median. Okay. And median ର meaning ତ ବୁଝିଗଲେ middle most କିନ୍ତୁ business point of view ରୁ କେମିତି ତମେ ବୁଝେଇବ? Okay, it is something like this. Age of people, okay, age are given like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60, fine. Suppose ages are given like this and these things are given in sorted format, ascending format रे ଅଛି। ଏଇଟା ହେଲା median, this one would be your median. You can tell to your client that, sir, below 40 years of age, ये ला age, below 40 years of age, 50% of the people are there, and above 40 years of age, again 50% people are there. So ଅଧା ଲୋକ 40 ଉପରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ତମ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତମ ଅଫିସରେ, ଆଉ ଅଧା ଲୋକ 40 ତଳେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ତମ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଅଫିସରେ। So in this way the person is going to have some fair idea, ଆଚ୍ଛା ତାହେଲେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟି ମାନଙ୍କର ଏଜ୍ କୋଉ ଟାଇପରେ ଡିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁଟ ହେଇଛି। Okay. So this will be helpful for you, and obviously this depends on the business problem. ମୁଁ ତ ତମକୁ random example ଦଉଛି, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ କୋଡିଂ କୁ ଯିବା ସେତେବେଳେ business problem ସହିତ କାମ କରିବା। Okay, but this is how you can explain to your client. So 50% of the people are lying above and 50% of people are lying below. This is what median is not it? यही तो है median. Okay, and we have something called mode. Mode is very easy. Mode is nothing but frequency. Mode is nothing but frequency. Frequency of occurrence. Fine. केते थर को वैल्यूटा अकर करछि और जोटा हाईएस्ट थर अकर करछि सेटा ही गेला मोड। ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल in a class boy, three girls and 1 2 3 4 5 boys. So the frequency of boys are high, is not it? 5 boys are there and 3 girls are there. So the mode would be boys. B would be the mode. B would be the mode. So mode is generally preferred, generally used when you have categorical data. Categorical data. ଯେତେବେଳେ data ସବୁ categories ରେ ଅଛି, ଏମିତି ସବୁ categories, 2 classes, 3 classes, 4 classes, multiple classes, ସେତିକି ବେଳେ ମୋଡ୍ ଦେଖାଯାଏ। ଆଉ ନ୍ୟୁମେରିକ ଡେଟା ଉପରେ ମୋଡ୍ ଏତେ କାଉଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ନିଆଯାଏ ନା, କନସିଡର କରାଯାଏ ନା, ବଟ୍ ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ଟେକ୍ ଇଟ୍, ବଟ୍ ଏଥିରେ କିଛି ଅଧିକ ଖାସ୍ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ ଦବନି। and you can have multiple classes or multiple modes. Okay, mode है B आसीगला। For example, girls भी 5 अच्छी, 1 2 3 4 5, boy भी 5, तो boy भी दबो, girl भी दबो। Okay, दीटा आंसर दबो। So boy दे दबो 0th indexing position, girl दे दबो 1 indexing position। Fine. So mode is not that much helpful for us। खाली एतिकी जानी परिबो, अच्छा कोई जिनसटा केथर अकर करची। You can tell that okay, this much time we are getting the results. For example, we did a project, we were checking the tenders माने को रेलवे स्टेशन रो सब टेंडर आसुची। खुर्दा स्टेशन was there, संबलपुर स्टेशन was there, and Bangalore कौन सब 3टा 4टा स्टेशन गोटे भी मन पड़नी मोर। Okay, SVT station is there, fine, and Secunderabad station is there from this one, where Hyderabad, and see here Khurda station ru 4टा टेंडर आसची, एठू 6टा टेंडर आसची, एठू 8टा टेंडर आसची, सिकंदराबाद रू 10टा टेंडर आसची। That means Secunderabad's tender is coming most of the time, is not it? So Secunderabad एमती 10 times mention है Secunderabad from the data set. So I can tell to my client that, sir, from your data set I came to know that from Secunderabad maximum tenders are coming up. Most of the tenders are coming from Secunderabad. So এটা কেম জানলি? এটা মোড যোগ জানলি, মোড যোগ জানলি। लगी। So even from each and every parameter, statistical parameter, you can come up with some insights, जोटा कि तुमको helpful रहिबो। Okay, let me showcase you is Pandroll project रे। See here, mode is Bhopal. ହେଲା କି ଏଇଟା ହେଲା statistical insight statistic point of view ରୁ କହୁଛ mode media ni ସବୁ use କରୁଛ. So railway location Bhopal is repeated maximum number of time and using Power BI. I actually used Power BI. I transfer this data to Power BI and I got to know that देखो भोपाल एडी सर्कल रे आସୁଛି ना सर्कल ର ସାଇଜ ଟେ ବିग ଅଛି इवन नागपुर ର भी बिग ଅଛି कंपेयर टू नागपुर एंड भोपाल भोपाल टा हाईएस्ट थिला तो सेति ପାଇଁ सेटा कहला सो मोड वाज सेकंड हियर बिजनेस इनसाइट्स कोन बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू रू केमते एक्सप्लेन करिवो मोस्ट ऑफ द टेंडर्स आर कमिंग फ्रॉम भोपाल स्टैटिस्टिकल इनसाइट इज डायरेक्टली कैन से मोड इज भोपाल एंड मोड को यूज न करिके केमिति गोटे नॉर्मल लोक बुझ परिवो ताको कहजे बिजनेस इनसाइट most of the tenders are coming from Bhopal. Okay, so this way you can tell. Fine. And later you can showcase any of the other graphs and charts. टिके तुमको एटा सपोर्ट करियो प्रूफ जोगु प्रूफ पाई कारण लोक माने पढिबा ठारो अपेक्षा देखिया रे बिलीव करंती हला कि तो एई डायग्राम टा थिला बोली जनकर आखिटा संग संग पडिबो ओके सो दिस वे यू कैन हैव राइट more okay now see here as I told you this is the impact of outliers same thing is given here outliers see a group of people are standing here kintu ethi di jana ethi di jana so this is a kind of extreme values is not it numerically nahi kintu emti khali jana ki extreme values je ki out of the box tikke alga hi ruhanti okay they are extreme values even I was one of the extreme value from my class from school days I'm saying because I was sitting at the corner तारे जमीन पर ईशानंद किशोर अवस्थी भलिया खोया हुआ था अलग दुनिया में बाकी people they were interacting with teachers you know they were doing their homeworks I was doing my homework but I was not getting along with others so I was a kind of outlier at that time okay anyway see here as I told you population and as I told you sample so we should be taking my our sample to work on remember formula for mean will remain as it is खाली sum करिवो divide by the total number of terms that will remain as it is formula same ही रहइबो किंतु numerical जेतले represent करछो formula को टिके चेंजेस आछुची sample mean जेतले कंसीडर करा होची x bar निया होची population mean जेतले कैलकुलेट करा होची mu निया होची just for representation okay sample mean x bar population mean mu and the rest of the things will remain same बाकी उड़ा देखो सब सेम अछि so this is nothing but the formula for sample mean and population mean our denominator एटा capital N अछि that means number of total population number of sample population so you can note it down हाँ हाँ सॉरी वो हाँ जाओ तमे मु जाउची हो 10 मिनिट बाहर ना 10 मिनिट बाहर 6टा 5 10 रे बाहर मु जाउची तो गुरु हाँ ठीक अछि मामा को साइड फ्रेंड नहीं आसीबो कोन ओ
सर
हाँ
आउटलायर गुड़ा ऑटोमेटिक एମିତି କିଛି ସିଚୁଏସନ ଥାଏ କି ମାନେ ଫିଜିକାଲି ଆମେ ଆଡ୍ ନ କଲେ ବି ସେ ଅଟୋମେଟିକାଲି କ୍ରିଏଟ୍ ହୁଏ ଏମିତି କିଛି ଅଛି କି ସିଚୁଏସନ
ऑटोमेटिकली आउटलायर्स क्रिएट हाँ केतरा अच्छी कॉन्सेप्ट जेमती रैंडम नंबर जनरेटर तुम रैंडमली जनरेट करछो फॉर एग्जांपल इम्प्यूटेशन गोटे टेक्निक रहउची जोडी कि तुम तम हिसाब रे स्ट्रेटजी दउछो फॉर एग्जांपल जदि तुम रैंडम इम्प्यूटर पके दबो तो रैंडमली अ वैल्यू वुड बी गिवन हैला कि एतले रैंडमली दउची तो मे बी हेडा आउटलायर हे पारे से
हाँ
केस ही परिबो आउ अलगा केस ही पारे तळे हम ओवर सैम्पलिंग कि अंडर सैम्पलिंग करूछु तो सेतळे भी आउटलायर सबरे टिके चांसेस रहि जाउची କାହିଁକିନା ସେ ଆପେ ଆପେ ସେ ଜେନେରେଟ୍ କରୁଛି ନା ନମ୍ବର୍ସ ଓଭର ସାମ୍ପଲିଂ କି ଅଣ୍ଡର ସାମ୍ପଲିଂ ସରି ଅଣ୍ଡର ସାମ୍ପଲିଂ ତ
ହୁଁ
ଡିଲିଟ୍ କରୁଛି ଓଭର ସାମ୍ପଲିଂରେ ରାଣ୍ଡମଲି ନମ୍ବର୍ସ ଆର୍ ଗେଟିଂ ଜେନେରେଟେଡ୍
ଡୁପ୍ଲିକେଟ।
ଡୁପ୍ଲିକେଟ୍ସ
ହଁ
ଯଦି ଡୁପ୍ଲିକେଟ୍ସ ଚାନ୍ସେସ୍ ଅଛି ଆଉ ଆଉଟଲାୟର୍ସ ହବାର ବି ଚାନ୍ସେସ୍ ରହୁଛି। ହୁଁ।
ମାନେ ସେଇଟା କଲା ପରେ ବି ପୁଣି ତାର ମିନ୍ ଚେକ୍ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ। mean
ହଁ ଯଦି ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଧର ଏବେ ଓପର କଣ ସେଟା ଅପ୍ ସାମ୍ପଲିଂ କରିଦେଲୁ ଅପ୍ ସାମ୍ପଲିଂ କରିଦେଲେ ତ ପୁଣି ତାର ମିନ୍ ଭ୍ୟାଲୁ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଯିବ ନା କାରଣ ନୂଆ ଆସିଗଲା ସବୁ। ହଁ ତ
ଅପସାମ୍ପଲିଂ କଣ?
ଅପ୍ ସାମ୍ପଲିଂ ମାନେ ଇମ୍ବାଲାନ୍ସ ଡେଟା ଆମର ଅଛି ବଏଜ ଅଛି 8ଟା ଗର୍ଲସ ଅଛି 2ଟା ତ ସେ କଣ କରିବ ଗର୍ଲସକୁ 8ଟା କରିଦବ 2ରୁ ନେଇକିରି 8 କରିଦବ ହେଲା କି ଆଉ गर्ल्स बाकी सब जो कॉलम्स थी फॉर एग्जांपल वन कॉलम इज देयर विच इज बेस्ड ऑन योर जेंडर ने जेंडर हाँ मेल फीमेल आउ अच्छी एज आउ अच्छी सैलरी सो इवन दीज कॉलम्स आर गोइंग टू बी इंक्रीज्ड है कि एपट भी तो रोज गुड़ा सब इंक्रीज होची ना तो से केसेस रे जेती तो थिला थिला एज रो मीन एबे अलगा सब वैल्यूज गुड़ा आसीगला तो पूरा टोटल मीन भी चेंज हो पुणी तो इम्पैक्ट तो करिवो so your four moments of business decision will definitely get impacted ହେଲା କି okay now see ହଁ
କୁଆଡେ
କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି କଣ
ନାଇଁ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଏଗୁଡା ଏମିତି ହେଲେ ପୁଣି ବାର ବାର ତାକୁ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ପୁଣି ମିନ୍ କେତେ କଣ?
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ଦେଖ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଇଡି ଯେତେବେଳେ କରୁଛୁ ନା ଇଡି କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟଲି ଆମେ ର ଡାଟା ଉପରେ କରୁଛୁ ହେଲା କି ର ଡାଟା ଉପରେ କରୁଛୁ ତାପରେ ଡେଟା କ୍ଲିନିଂ କୁ ଯାଉଛୁ ୱାନ୍ସ ଡେଟା କ୍ଲିନିଂ ହେଇଗଲା ତାପରେ ତ କ୍ଲିନ୍ ଡେଟା ତାପରେ ମଡେଲ ବିଲ୍ଡିଂ କୁ କାମ କରିବ ପ୍ରେଡିକ୍ସନ ମଡେଲ ବିଲ୍ଡିଂ ଗଲା ବେଳକୁ ଆମକୁ ବହୁତ ଚେଞ୍ଜେସ୍ କରିବାର ଅଛି ହେଲା କି କେତେବେଳେ କ'ଣ ଚେଞ୍ଜେସ୍ କରିବାର ଅଛି ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ତମେ ଯେମିତିକି ମିନ୍ ମ୍ୟାକ୍ସ ସ୍କେଲର ନେଇଛ ମିନ୍ ମ୍ୟାକ୍ସ ସ୍କେଲର ଇଜ୍ ନଟ୍ ଗିଭିଂ ୟୁ ଅ ଗୁଡ୍ ରେଜଲ୍ଟ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଗୋଇଂ ଫର ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡାଇଜ ସ୍କେଲର ଏନକୋଡିଂ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକାର କରିଛ ପୁଣି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକାର ଏନକୋଡିଂ କରିବ ତ ଏଇଠି ଏକ୍ସପେରିମେଣ୍ଟ ଏସଏସସି ବେସିସରେ କାମ ଚାଲିବ ଆଉ ଏଇଟା କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟଲି ଆମ ଉପରେ କଥା ଆମେ ତାକୁ କରିବା ଏକ୍ସପେରିମେଣ୍ଟ ସୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଅଲ୍ଟିମେଟଲି ଆମକୁ ଭଲ ରେଜଲ୍ଟ ମିଳିବାର ଅଛି କମିଂ ଟୁ ଆକ୍ୟୁରେସି ହେଲା କି ଭଲ ଆକ୍ୟୁରେସି କରିବାକୁ ଆମକୁ ଏକ୍ସପେରିମେଣ୍ଟ କରିବାକୁ ହିଁ ପଡ଼ିବ ସିଏ ଦୂର କଥା ହେଇଯାଉଛି ସେକେଣ୍ଡାରୀ କଥା ହେଇଯାଉଛି ପ୍ରାଇମେରୀ କଥା ହେଲା ର ଡାଟାର ଇନସାଇଟ୍ସ ବାହାର କରିକି ଆगे କ୍ଲାଏଣ୍ଟକୁ ଦେଖେଇ ଦେଇକି ସେ କାମ ସାରିଦେବା ଗୋଟେ ଅଣ୍ଡରଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡିଂ ଦେଇଦେବା କ୍ଲାଏଣ୍ଟକୁ ତାପରେ ସେ ଡେଟାକୁ ଆମେ କାଟୁ ମୋଡୁ ଯାହା ବି ଚେଞ୍ଜେସ୍ କରିବା କଥା ମଡିଫାଏ କରୁ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟଲି ଅପ୍ ଟୁ ଅସ୍ ତାକୁ ଏବେ ତାଠୁ ଆମେ ପରମିଶନ ନବାନି ସିଏ ଆମକୁ କହିବ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଏ ଡେଟା ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଷ୍ଟ ଗୋ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡୁ ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ ଏଭର ୟୁ ୱାଣ୍ଟ ଟୁ ଡୁ ଆମର ଅଲ୍ଟିମେଟ୍ ଗୋଲ୍ ରହିବ ଭଲ ଆକ୍ୟୁରେସି ନେଇକି ଆସିବାର ଆକ୍ୟୁରେସି ନେବାକୁ ଆମକୁ ଯାହା ବି କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ ଆମେ କରିବା ହେଲା ଆଉ ସେତେବେଳେ ଆଉ ଚେକ୍ କରିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ ମିନ୍ ମିଡିଆନ ଏସବୁ କିଛି ଚେକ୍ କରିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ କାରଣ ଏସବୁ ଇଡିଏରେ ସରିଯାଇଛି ର ଡାଟା ଉପରେ କାମ କରିଦେଇଛୁ ଆଗରୁ ହେଲା
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଇଡିଏ ପରେ ଗୋଟେ ମିଟିଂ ରେ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ବୁଝେଇଦବା ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଜିନିଷ ର ଡାଟା ତମେ ଦେଇଥିଲ
ହଁ
ଏଇଟା ମୋର
ହଁ
ଇଡିଏ ପରେ ଏଇଗୁଟା
ଇଏ
ବାହାରିଲା
ଚାହୁଁଛି ଡେଟା
ୟା ପରେ
ସେଟ୍ ରୁ
ନୂଆ
କଣ
କରି
ଜାଣୁଛ
କରିବୁ।
ଆଗେ ମତେ ବୁଝାଅ ତାର ପ୍ରାୟୋରିଟି ଏଇଆ ତ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ବୁଝେଇଦବୁ ତମ ଡେଟାରେ ଏଇଆ ଥିଲା ଏଇଆ ହେଲା ତାପରେ ସିଏ ଆଉ ଆମକୁ କହିବନି କି ତମେ ଯାଅ ଡେଟା କ୍ଲିନିଂ କର ଏଟା କର ସେଟା କର ଟୋଟାଲ ଆମ ଉପରେ କଥା ଆଉ ଥରେ ଯିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ଆଉଟଲାୟର୍ସକୁ ନେଇକିରି କେତେବେଳେ ଆଉଟଲାୟର୍ସ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଜେନେରେଟ୍ ହୁଏ ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟ ହେଇକି ବାହାରୁଛି ଧର ଏକ୍ସେଲ ସିଟ୍ଟା ସେତେବେଳେ କ'ଣ ହୁଏ ଭୁଲରେ ସେ ଲୋକଟା କିଛି ଭୁଲ ଭାଲ ଟାଇପ୍ କରିଦେଇଥାଇପାରେ ତାଙ୍କ ପଟୁ ବି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଥାଇପାରେ ତ ସେତିକିବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ମିଟିଂ ହୁଏ ସେମାନେ କୁହନ୍ତି ଆଚ୍ଛା ଏଇଟା ଆମ ତରଫରୁ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରିମ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁଜ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଗେଟିଂ ବିକଜ ଅଫ୍ ଅସ୍ ସୋ ପ୍ଲିଜ go and do the changes or else we would be giving you the correct data ନହେଲେ ସେ କେବେ କେବେ ସିଏ କୁହନ୍ତି no we don't know anything go and do whatever you want to do ହେଲା କି ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ 3R ଟେକ୍ନିକ୍ସ ଗୋଟେ ନାଇଁ କି ଭିନ୍ସରାଇଜେସନ ଆଗରୁ rectify return
ରେକ୍ଟିଫାଇ
remove
ରିଟର୍ନ
ହଁ so
ରିମୁଭ୍
this is basically discussed with your client rectify ଯଦି ସେ କହିବ କି ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ଏଇଟା ଆମ ତରଫରୁ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେଇଛି ଆମେ ଟିକେ ଭୁଲ ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟ କରୁଛୁ ତ ତମେ ଯଦି ତାକୁ ରେକ୍ଟିଫାଇ କରିବ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିବ କି ସେମାନେ ତମକୁ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିକି ଦେଇଦେବେ କିଛି ବି ଗୋଟେ ହବ रिटेन इफ दे आर सेइंग कि नो 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 तमे जो आउटलायर कहूचो सेटा आउटलायर नुहे हां आउटलायर्स फ्रॉम योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग बट दोज बिग वैल्यूज आर आल्सो इंपोर्टेंट फॉर अस हैला कि तो सेटा को भी तमे नो फॉर एग्जांपल टेंडर प्राइस
ସେଇଟା ରିଟର୍ନରେ ରହିବ।
रिटेन माने ता ऊपर किछ काम करिवो से जेमति सेमति हो बाकी आमे देखिया कोन अलगा टेक्निक पके कि से आउटलायर्स रो इफेक्ट टा को टे कमे परिबा हैला आउटला रिमूव सी यदि डायरेक्ट कहि दबो क्लाइंट कि अरे हमको ये सब की दरकार नहीं है फालतू वैल्यूज गुडा को बहुत बड़ा वैल्यूज अजथरा आसिला तुम काटी दियो यू कैन रिमूव इट ओके बट ए सब डिस्कशन टेक्निकल लोक ही करि पारंती तो सेमाने प्राय नॉन टेक्निकल थांती क्लाइंट कि जे भी तो सेमाने ए सब किछ कहबेनी से डायरेक्ट कहि देबे आमे की जानू तमे तमर जेमति करा तो करा हमको फाइनल एक्यूरेसी दरकार ଭଲ ଆକ୍ୟୁରେସି ଦରକାର ତ ତମେ ଯାହା ବି କରିବା କଥା କର ଡେଟା ଉପରେ, ଆମକୁ ଦରକାର ଫାଇନାଲ ଆକ୍ୟୁରେସି ପ୍ରେଡିକ୍ସନ ହେଲା। Okay, so that was about the first moment of business decision, very much important to be known ହେଲା। Next one is measure of dispersion. Okay, dispersion, what is dispersion? English word dispersion.
variable. How one point is
Dispersion,
different from other.
scatter, different में scatter
Scatter.
करिवा कि spread हवा, spread हवा। assembly रे केवीज रे आगुरु हमर कहउतले क्लास डिस्पर्स्ड है कि एतरा assembly सरथुला प्रेयर सरथुला तो dispersion माने से scatter करिवा, spread करिवा। If the molecules are getting dispersed, okay, rapidly, we call it as something called entropy. Hmm. Entropy from chemistry point of view, randomness is known as entropy, randomness of molecules, delta H, change in entropy. Hmm. तो स्प्रेड हवा स्कैटर हवा तो खोजे डिस्पर्सन। इवन इन द सेम डेटा साइंस कांसेप्ट एथरे भी ता माने ही सही है, डेटा केते स्प्रेड होची, डेटा केते स्कैटर होची फ्रॉम द सेंटर मोस्ट पोजीशन और द फ्रॉम द सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी जहाँ भी हमें पढ़लु मीन मीडियन मोड, सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी सेठू डेटा केते स्प्रेड होची टेंडेंसी, from a central tendency how much the data is getting spread. This is what given by the second moment of business decision, that is nothing but measure of dispersion. Under that we have something called variance, standard deviation, range. Fine. What is variance? Variance is known as spreading. Variance is known as spreading, how far is each data point from the mean or average. From the mean and average, how far the data is getting traversed or getting spreaded. For example, this is my curve. This is one curve I'm plotting and another curve I'm plotting like this. Now tell me, from the mean position out of these two curves, 1 and 2, where the spread is more?
One.
1. It clearly shows that a one curve रे spread अधिक अछि कारण एटा mean position, data देखो केते spread एति दूर जाय spread करछन, ये भी एति दूर जाय spread करछि, but here data is not spreading that much, limited रहुछि। Okay, so this is also another parameter, variance, that plays a very major role। Okay, just overall idea दे दोछि, हमें next class रो 8 hu टिके continue करिवा। Why? Because this takes some time to understand। Then we have standard deviation। variance जदि एया तो standard deviation कोन? अरे standard deviation भी सही है, standard deviation रे बेसिक किसी difference नहीं, खाली formula रे difference अछि। आउ we should be preferring standard deviation। Why? Standard deviation is also the measure of the dispersion only। Okay, how much the data points are getting varying from the mean, from the central tendency। But why should we taking standard deviation? Remember, STD, standard deviation, is getting related with variance with this formula, variance। variance formula रे सबବେଳେ squaring थाए। Just have a look here, देखिए देखा होचे, or else let me write it here। variance is known by this formula, xi minus mu ର square I is equals to 1 रो n। तो it is squaring होची। तो ultimately whatever result you are going to get, से सब square terms रे आसीबो। Okay, for example, age of people, some ages are given, you calculated the variance तम पाइलो maybe 350, कहना square माने बड़ हवा 350 or 3500, something like this, 3500 ହେଲା 3500 पाइगलो। but along with the number getting squared, even the unit of age, that is years old, year, so year square, at the year square he जाउछि। So is it making any sense? Unit getting squared, is it making any sense? If you go to market, if you ask a person, a fruit seller, to give you 5 kg square of apple, will that person understand 5 kg square? Meaning rakibani, is not it? That is the reason why you should be having the original unit back। original unit रे ही कथाबार्ता करिया भलो। तो सेतपे हमें standard deviation नउछु, जोटा कि root over of variance ही जाउछि। If you take the root over of variance, you would be getting the result in original unit, and this original unit will help you for understanding and help you for explanation। So in order to get our original units back, we should be taking standard deviation। This is a very important famous interview question। people they definitely ask you this kind of question. Okay, କାହିଁକି standard deviation କାହିଁକି variance ନୁହେଁ, ଏମିତି ସେ ଟିକେ attitude ସହିତ questions ପଚାରନ୍ତି just to check your interior knowledge ହେଲା। ତ ତାର ବି ଫର୍ମୁଲା ତ ସେମ୍ ଫର୍ମୁଲା ଖାଲି ଉଲ୍ଟା ବରଫ ନିଆଯାଉଛି ହେଲା। Now we have something called range. Range is nothing but range, simple range. ଗୋଟେ machine gun ର range କେତେ ରହୁଛି, ଗୋଟେ sniper ର range କେତେ ରହୁଛି, କେତେ 800 meters, 800 meters ଧର ତାର range ମାନେ highest, ये ହେଲା highest, less is nothing but obviously 0 meter। ତ 0 ରୁ 800 meter ଧର ତାର ଗୋଟେ particular range ରହୁଛି, ତ this one is the highest value, this one is the lowest value। Range of marks scored by students from a particular class, ତ 20 ମାର୍କସ୍ ନେଇକରି 90 ମାର୍କସ୍ ଯାଏଁ ସବୁ ପିଲା ମାର୍କ ଆଣିଛନ୍ତି, 20 ରୁ 90 ଯାଏଁ ଆସୁଛି। ତ ଇଏ ଗୋଟେ ପିଲା ଯିଏକି ବହୁତ ମିନିମମ୍ ଆଣିଛି, ଇଏ ଗୋଟେ ପିଲା ହାଇଏଷ୍ଟ ଆଣିଛି। So this is what range is, okay। And but here we have a formula for range। ଯଦି ତମକୁ ନର୍ମାଲ କିଏ ପଚାରୁଛି tell me the range of your data, you should be saying the minimum and the maximum, that's fine। ଏତିକି ଭିତରେ ମୋ ଡେଟା ଲାଇ କରୁଛି। But if they are saying କି okay mathematically tell me the value of range, ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ପଚାରୁଛି, value ମାନେ single value, that will be given by something called highest value minus lowest value। highest minus lowest, खाली ताको subtract कर दियो, 90 minus 20 is nothing but 70। is it making any sense? No, it's not making that much sense। किंतु bigger this value, that much is the variability, is not it? For example, तम data points रे गोटे age of a person is given as 10 years old and age of another person highest माने जे elder person 100 years old age, the range पचारुची, 100 minus 10 is nothing but 90। 90 is a big number। I can tell to my client that okay there is so much variability, people from different ages and age is varying from 10 to 100। see, very young guy, very much old guy ଭିତରେ ଡେଟା ଡିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁଟ୍ ହେଉଛି। ତ ରେଞ୍ଜ ବି କିଛି ନା କିଛି ତମକୁ ଆଇडिଆ ଦେଇଦେବ ଡିସ୍ପର୍ସନ୍ ବିଷୟରେ ହେଲା। ବଟ୍ variance and standard deviation they plays a major role importantly, range secondary, ଏତେ ଖୋଜା ଯାଏ ନା, okay। but still from formula point of view it is nothing but highest minus lowest। even python भी सेया ही करिवो, okay। understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay then guys, fine, so go and enjoy your new year। न्यू ईयर रे ही क्लास रखदेली जोटी की समस्ते एंजॉय करूछथि। एनीवे एंटायर डे आई वाज देयर इन माय होम, no such friends are there in Bhubaneswar, that is the reason why even I didn't go out anywhere, but that's completely fine। एते को डिफिकल्ट जिंस डेटा साइंस नुहे कि माने पूरा टेंशन रे रहिया कथा, सो टेक इट lightly in the sense आराम से ही चलो धीरे धीरे। and apart of that when it comes to coding and all, you should keep on trying from your side। टिके try भी निजे तरफ करू थाओ होला कि compared to this python course at least दिन को गोटे दीटा, तो इंटरव्यू बेले at least टिके एते पैनिक मोड रे आस परिबनी हबनी रहिबनी। ओके देन थैंक यू, वी विल बी मीटिंग नेक्स्ट टाइम, तुम कहबे केबे खबर।
Thank you, sir.
Again, happy new year.
हाँ हाँ हैप्पी न्यू ईयर। सइला न्यू ईयर माने फर्स्ट डे तो सइला जनवरी भी कुआडे सर जीवो, ए वर्षटा भी कुआडे सर जीवो।
Super.
So, okay then, okay, okay।